Hello. Welcome everybody. It's almost Halloween. Zazoo Plazz here, also known as Zazoo Plazz. My favorite time of year, right before my birthday. It's like a week before Halloween, October 18th, 2020. And I got my sparkly Halloween socks on. I just wanted to show you. They have little sparkles in them. Got my Halloween shirt. I got out the Halloween bin this weekend, doing a little decorating. Hello! You remember these things, right? These are from my boys. We have a bin for every holiday, separate holiday in the attic. So this weekend we took down the Halloween bin, which is orange. And I've been in this getting rid of stuff mode. So I was like, they're not going to use these. They're not going to trick or treat anymore. We're not having a party this year. We can't have people over. What are we going to do with these things? So I lined them all up. We had 2 neon green ones that people had given us. And then these, which go back a ways. This is Brennan, my first son. This picture here is Halloween 2001. Yes. So he was born in 2000. So that, he was a year and almost 2 months in this picture. Isn't he cute? There we are. We're at Grandma and Papa's house, my parents' house. And there's the little bucket. That's how old this thing is. It's 20 years old. We have 2 of them. We got the second one when Jack was born. But here we are, and it's a funny picture if you look at it. It was an action shot, as toddlers often are in motion. He had some candy or toy or something in his little superhero hand there. See, little Superman. It's perfect. He's my boy. Another little superhero. And there I am with my little Halloween scarf and just watching him, and there's this eerie orange glow around here. I think my mom took this picture. That was in her living room. You can see the dining room is the same color as my room here. I never noticed that before. But he's just starting to walk. He's got his hand on the table. He's just starting to break away there. You can see it. He's just about ready to fly. And he's loving Halloween. And look at that kid. He's probably got a bucket full of candy from Grandma. So that melted my heart looking back at that. And then, of course, every year I take out the buckets and we don't need them anymore. So I had them all lined up, took a picture, and put it on the Facebook share page. Sooner did I get it out there, and Jack comes in, who's 17. He says, "No!" He grabs 2 buckets off the table and proceeded to put them up on the mantle. He said, "You're not going to get rid of those. You can get rid of the green ones." He said, "Keep the orange ones." So I said, "Okay." Apparently we're not done yet. He's still a kid. I said, "Okay." So I took the picture down and I threw a couple of soft-sided ones that I had, pumpkins in there. And I get this message from this lady. She said, "My eyes deceive me, or did you have 4 hard pumpkins there?" She's like, "I wanted the orange ones." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. So Mercury's in retrograde now." So there was back and forth, back and forth. She couldn't pick up the green ones because she just had a baby. This other lady said, "Oh, I'll pick them up." And then 4 days later, she's like, oh, my dog died, so I couldn't pick them up. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. So she's like, I'm going to pick them up next week. So we've been going back and forth with the pumpkins. And I started thinking, maybe there's some kind of a jinx with the green pumpkin. I mean, it's, maybe I should have just, recycle them or something or get rid of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just supposed to keep them forever. Because every time somebody's supposed to come pick them up, it poured rain and then something else happened. And I said, okay, help me, know what to do here. Because usually it's easy to get rid of stuff. But for some reason with Halloween stuff, it sticks. So anyway, this little kid, this little brave guy here, he's on campus, 20 years old, and continues to be brave, my little superhero. He's making his way, he's staying healthy. He's, on a campus where, some people are getting sick and being quarantined, and I can't imagine, but he's handling it all very well. He's coming home next weekend to celebrate my birthday a little bit early because he won't be home on the 2nd on my birthday. He's going to drop his ballot in the ballot box at the town hall. He's going to vote for the first time in his life. That's very exciting. So, I want to say a few things today about Halloween in regard to the book. First version of the book that was written, I had a wonderful friend of mine. She was helping me edit, and she said, there's something about that Halloween story. It came through all as one story, and then I separated. The story's called Next Life Savings and Loan. So it came through with a short Halloween bit, and then a longer story about my birthday, which is on November 2nd, and the days leading up to it. So she said, there's something about that. So I ended up taking a couple of paragraphs out of the short Halloween story and tacking the first part of it onto the longer story about Next Life Savings and Loan to get the story that's currently in the book, which I think was a good decision. And I thank her for bringing that to my attention because those two paragraphs that I took out, which had to do with how in the past few years Halloween had been changing and sort of like with my boys. One year we had, they started getting rid of the Halloween parties at school, and they wouldn't let us bring anything that wasn't nutritious. And then the next couple of years, the parties went all together. And then we used to have these great parades where the boys would get all dressed up and parade around. And that started to dwindle. One year we had a bad snowstorm on Halloween. They canceled it altogether. So what started out in a very enthusiastic way kind of started dwindling. And the story reflected that, but it did so in a way that was a little bit dark. So I kept it out of the book. But I wanted to address it because I found it a little ironic. And this is the part that comes from my heart that I had seen happening is the Halloweens that I knew when I was a kid, which in my upbringing as a Catholic were always tied, and I talked about this in the book, they always were tied to the liturgical year. Being brought up as a Catholic, where you go into the month of November, and that was when the sermons and the Gospels started getting very dark and talking about spiritual things, about letting your focus be on the things of eternal life. Because as you get down toward Advent, that's where the Gospels started leading. And the priests would start getting a little more serious, and remembering the souls and this. And I was born on All Souls Day. So for me, in the way that Mexican culture celebrates Dia de los Muertos, I personally had always had, as a kid, an awareness of the days getting shorter, the focus going, as we got into Scorpio, is that the focus, and especially this year, getting on the things within the divine, the things that are not visible. And I saw that the external celebrations of Halloween sort of dwindling over the past few years. And I wanted to make note of that in the book. In terms of I guess the irony that it finally came home to me this year was that we've spent a good part of the year wearing masks, right? And the past few years, more of an awareness of the masks we wear, right? Ironically, this year, we've been wearing our masks, and they're canceling Halloween or telling the kids not to go, when really, wearing a mask it is something that we would have tended to do when I was growing up on Halloween. You would wear a mask, right? And yet this year, of all years, kids are, they're telling parents to not let kids go trick-or-treating. And I think that's kind of sad and kind of confusing, and it really makes you kind of scratch your head a little bit. And yet, I think we're finally, maybe we're finally getting the point after all. In other words, it's sort of like when you're getting married, Friends of mine, they're preparing for a wedding. I think their daughter is getting married, or son, or something around Halloween. And it's almost like getting ready for a wedding as opposed to a marriage. You can have a big party and everything, but what have you done to get ready for the long haul, which is the marriage? It's not just a party. I think that Halloween has been viewed as just a time just to, have a party. But really, its purpose is to alert us to the change of times. Are we ready? Have we done our homework? Do we have all our decorations in place? We have our masks. What do we want to keep away from us, and what do we want to draw toward us? We want to frighten away those dark energies that would take our our vibrance, our vibrant energy and our life force, right? And welcome those good energies that are here to help us. So somewhere in there, there's something I'm going to probably wake up thinking about tonight. But anyway, I hope I've given you something quirky to think about on this pre-Halloween week. And let's face it, isn't there enough scary stuff in the news? We have enough scary stories to last us till 2050. We'll be telling our grandchildren about 2020. Yeah. So I'll leave you with that for tonight. Wow. I'm gonna go. Made myself some healthier than egg rolls. A big pot of stuff. Ground chicken and like cabbage, coleslaw mix, and all kinds of like sweet and sour sauce mixed in. It's really good stuff. If there's any left, I don't know. I heard voices downstairs. Nice brown rice. I'm gonna go get that. Till next week. Take care. Wishing you light, love, and laughter.